Your Excellency,
similar standing rules. So I believe collaboration is going to be easier with us and with your good office. In fact, most of the state assemblies have designed their standing rules to follow the standing rules of the House of Representatives. So it's not going to be out of place for us to come in and ask for collaboration for effective implementation of the practice and procedure of legislative business. We're equally here to appreciate all your hard work in respect of the passage of the autonomy bill, the financial autonomy for state assemblies. We say thank you in that respect. However, this amendment is now done and dusted. I know implementation is now going to be our business, but we still have to come here to solicit that now that the constitutional amendment is done, what is some are doing a partial implementation of the autonomy bill. I want to solicit that maybe the House of Reps can come in and engage with the leadership of the Forum of Speakers and see how this is going to be a reality. I also want to solicit on behalf of the FOCOM that we would like to have a kind of collaboration, an open door collaboration with the staff of the state assemblies and the House of Representatives in such a way that we can be posting our staff here to come for a week or 2 weeks on-the-job training. Yes, internship, something like that. We hope that we're going to be having that opportunity. We also want to, in particular, offices like the offices of committee secretaries, accounts, especially accounts. Now that the financial autonomy is coming on board, some of us are not really used to having a lot of money at the same time. Sometimes we request our finances at the time we need them. So now that financial autonomy is here, probably we're going to need some training for the accountants and even the account officers, and it's the clerks, so that we'll know how to go about doing what is right. At this juncture, I would like to say thank you for having us. May God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Management staff of National Assembly here present, special advisors, special assistants, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to these esteemed members of the Forum of Clerks of State Legislature of Nigeria. To the House, we refer to the People's House, the House of Representatives. We're happy you're here. You're welcome. You are our partners in progress. So it's always a delight to see you when you come around. Please endeavor to come often, because when you come often, it will make our job easier. We need you to come often because we know that you are dedicated to the advancement of our democracy. Your job is not any kind of job. Your job is a job that, if it is added to the fulcrum of democracy, which is the legislature, definitely the advancement will not only be at the federal level, but from the state level as well. You are the engine room, and you've been doing well in ensuring the smooth functioning of the state assemblies across the nation, and this is truly commendable. I would have expected to see 36 of you from all the states, but I'm sure by the next time, you make effort to have 36 of you here. It means a lot. Make the sacrifice, bring them around. Let them also feel they are part of this people's house. This is the bigger brother's house, and down there is the state. The state should always come close to the federal to light a candle and take it back, you know, which is reflected in all the things you have mentioned on collaboration. So your contribution to our democracy is invaluable. I must say that. It's invaluable. Because most of those people who are the presiding officers and the members of the Houses of Assembly, they've never been there before. They depend on you to point to the right direction based on your institutional memory and understanding of what goes on in the legislation. If you are not there, a great vacuum will be created, and I can assure you there will be crisis, there will be chaos. You may not print posters to be elected, but you make those who are elected serve the constituents in line with our laws. And I commend you. Are you not clapping hands for them here? We don't charge fees when you clap here. I must commend you, must commend you. So you are leaving this house feeling commended, feeling recognized, feeling appreciated as the technocrats who are doing this job for the stability of this nation, for the building of the walls of this nation, especially our democracy. Constitutional democracy will not be in its optimal function if the vacuum is created with your absence. So that you are there makes it easier for constitutional democracy to work in the full 9 yards. The House of Representatives recognizes the crucial role of the state assemblies that you play in shaping the fabric of our nation. Let nobody tell you any less. We value you and we treasure you. Let nobody tell you any less. Without you, we can't amend our Constitution. We need your expertise. So you are part of us and we are part of you. We understand that effective governance in a federal system like ours requires intergovernmental collaboration, intergovernmental synergy that is between the government at the center and the federating units. And it takes more than the governor and the speaker to do. The technocrats have a great role to play. Therefore, I not only extend our warm welcome to this esteemed delegation, but also extend a hand of partnership, like I said. We want to partner with you as equal partners. The Nigeria constitutional amendment process has long been a subject of national discourse, and rightfully so, because the society is dynamic. As the wheel moves, gaps are noticed, clocks are observed. And it is only through constitutional review that will remove clocks where they are, block gaps where they exist, and jointly tailor a groundnum that will reflect the wishes, the desires of the people that is meant for. So, it presents a unique opportunity at all times to address critical issues, strengthen our institutions, and pave the way for a more prosperous and enviable, equitable future for all Nigerians. Moment for constitutional review is not a moment of jamboree. It's a moment of appraisal of where we are and where we ought to be. Moment of stock taking. Moment of stakeholders' engagement. Who will bring the analysis of his stake to see where help is needed. Through legislative interventions, those helps will be provided. However, this process cannot succeed without a unified front. It's been tested time and again. That the federal legislature, in isolation of the state legislature, cannot amend the ground norm. The Constitution is clear on that. Burden is shared, responsibility is shared. We'll do our own. We want you to be closer so that you know how we did our own, so that it will be easier for you to do your own part. The House of Representatives firmly believes, and solidly so, that collaboration between the National Assembly and the State Assembly is essential if we are going to achieve a meaningful and a lasting reform. Not the one that will throw to you and you throw it back at us. And you don't do that bitterly. Most of the time you do that without understanding the legislative intention of the drafters of the instrument. Such misunderstanding creates ignorance of the purposive intention, and it leads to dropping of that beautiful intention, which thereafter you might come to understand and say, oh, if we had known. So we don't want you to occupy that particular position where you will regret later. We want to engage you from the day one. We want the state assemblies, and the state assemblies are not there without the backbone of the state assembly. The clerks are the backbone of the state assembly. So talking to you as the clerks is talking to the state assembly, and that is the truth. My people used to say, a message sent to the smoke has reached God, because the smoke will disappear into heaven. We are committed to working closely with you, like I've said, the clerks who serve as the backbone of your respective legislative houses, to ensure open communication, to ensure exchange of ideas, and to ensure shared understanding of issues at stake. It must be broken down for you to embrace. It must be broken down for you to contribute what you think about it. So it is the intention of the House to engage you, even in our committee meeting of the National Constitution Review, where we believe you are going to send us representatives from the state. In addition, before that, the House recognizes that the Fifth Alteration Act number 6 of the 1999 Constitution in 2023 provided for financial autonomy for the state legislature and the judiciary. And that you can see in the alteration of Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where we have done our part. If you also go to 121 sub 4, that is paragraph 121 sub 4 paragraph B. All monies due to the House of Assembly and the Judiciary for capital and recurrent expenditure shall be paid by the State Accountant General into the House of Assembly, Judiciary account in monthly installment respectively. The monthly installment shall be, that is 4D, paragraph A, determined by apportioning the approved budget on figures by 12 equal installments. B, adjusted to reflect the ratio of the gross allocation from Federal Account Allocation Committee and internally generated revenue on the approved budget. Madam, when you were speaking, you mentioned something very critical, very vital, where you said some of us have now, because of the dependence of the state assemblies on the executive, you've not been able to handle pockets or purses of large amount of money. And you need training in that. One of the things that will appear in the training room will be this, Section 121. You need to know what the law says about your independence and financial autonomy for you to be able to know what to ask for and how to guide the presiding officers on what to request. We've done our part. The job is now in your court. We cannot marry for you and then get you mats to put on the floor and then bring you torch to show you where. We do our part, you do your part. And that's why I wanted to speak to the 36 of you. Make sure next time you are coming, you come with all of them, so that we can point you to the right direction, and then you take it from there forward. In addition, we stand ready to engage in constructive dialogue with state assemblies and stakeholders to consider all perspectives and explore responsible avenues for strengthening legislative independence, ensuring transparency, and upholding the principles of good governance. On other key nationally important matters, like state police, for example, the House recognizes the diverse perspectives and needs across different states. We believe that through constructive dialogue and the willingness to find common ground, we can arrive at solutions that truly serve the best interests of all Nigerians. Talking about state police, you will remember also that we did something with the correctional services. These are issues that ordinarily falls under the exclusive list of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which you have no business tampering with. In the spirit of federalism, the 9th Assembly and the 10th Assembly, they are determined to bring some of this for better governance, for more development. To take it from the exclusive list to the concurrent list. We did that within railway. We did that with the power. We did that with correctional services in the 9th Assembly. The question is this: how many of the states have drafted laws domesticating that in their states for implementation by their states? The Constitutional Review Committee of the House will be starting a project which is an appraisal of the implementation of the various constitutional reviews, reforms, amendments, and which states scores high in their implementation. So the message to you that you will take back home is how much of the constitutional amendment has become instrumental in good governance in your various states, by adapting them to your state laws. I don't see any reason why states in a particular region should not embrace the railway lines that we have taken from the exclusive list to the concurrent list to be able to, in the spirit of regional economic integration policy, draw up a railway that will run through the states in a region to increase commerce and industry. But how many of those states have domesticated them, adopted them, put them in their laws? Power generation, power distribution. How many states have made use of it? How many states are even aware they don't have to be on the national grid? How many? It's not about asking for reforms. The ones we have reformed, how has it fared in the socio-economic impact analysis in our states and our local governments? This is the message you must take back home to your governors, take back home to your speakers. Ask that question. And if nothing has been done, start putting laws together. If you have a problem, meet the office of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. We will help you through our expert draft laws that will be unique for your state, in line with the ground norm. So when you seek partnership and collaboration, and we say we are partners, I'm offering you the hand of partnership now. You're not clapping for us. So, now the state police is there, and I know we want to use legislative intervention to improve the needs in our society. One of our needs is insecurity. And we have tried the one-layer police system, and they overwhelm. The truth remains that 400,000 policemen policing over 230 million people can never give you the expected security. It's not even in line with international best practices on police per citizen policing. How do we make it trickle down and achieve what we are looking for? Imagine a brother of mine trained in Sokoto or Kaduna during his training as a policeman, and he's from Sokoto. And then when he finished, he was sent to Bayelsa, riverine area, where the culture is different, language is different, even the way of movement is different. They use mainly boats. And this our brother has a phobia for water. How do you expect him to police those people who swim? They are not afraid of water, they live on top of water. How do you expect it? The policing will not be thorough. But take a man from that community who knows the in and out of the geography of the area. Train him around that place, send him to police there. He will agree with me that he will police better. The same thing if you take my brother from Bayelsa to Sokoto. He will not police better than the Sokoto man. Yes, the spirit of federal, federal character, we are one nation, is good there, cannot be tampered with. But that is why the federal police can have the coloration of, what it is at the moment. And another thing is, if we don't streamline it, you see pockets of organization, vigilante groups springing up every day, getting armed every day. If tomorrow we are not able to manage them in line with the core principles of policing, we might end up creating monsters that will add to insecurity. Okay, many cried about funding of this police outfit. Tell me, how is Neighborhood Watch in Lagos being policed? How is LASMA being funded? How is LASMA being funded? How is Amoteco not being funded? Are these not police in their own right? All we are saying now, instead of Ebubago, Amoteco, and all the rest of them springing up everywhere, let us have one regulation that will guide all of them for uniformity, but closer to the people that is being policed. So we want you to embrace it as one of the interventions that this reform will be bringing on board. These are the communications my boss, my friend, my brother, the speaker, asked me to have with you. I was supposed to be here, but today he's so choked. He went to take care of another assignment, and the job of a deputy speaker is to help him bridge the gap when he's not there. So I'm wearing his cap. I'm sure you recognize this cap. So when he was leaving, he left his cap with me. And he said, if they can't see me, they will recognize my cap. And you know what the cap means to an Hausa Fulani man. It means everything. So he's here in spirit, and he's live and direct. And he asked me to have this conversation with you. So it is the intention of the speaker that we discuss some of these issues because the Speaker knows how important you are. And the Speaker will want to see you again, but a larger house. So beyond constitutional amendment, we see immense potential for collaboration, like Madam said, on critical issues. And for example, strengthening legislative oversight, sharing best practices and resources that can enhance our ability to hold the executive accountable at the federal and the state level. If we are doing it at the federal level and you're not doing it at the state level, it doesn't give Nigerians what is expected. And then promoting citizenship participation. Working together, we can create innovative ways to engage citizens in the legislative process and ensure their voices are heard. We are creating something from my office where we intend to enhance public engagement through town hall. And we're going to share it with you as we collaborate, where a representative can sit in his office and he can talk to his communities without visiting there periodically. So it's not this one you postpone and postpone. You want to talk with your constituent. You are waiting for 3 months before you speak to them. We are developing through digitization, through information technology, where you sit in your office and your people will see you and you will see them and you have a discussion with them, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. So that we are going to share with you, when we continue this collaboration. I have also done that. He just reminded me that I've started practicing it myself in my constituency. I sit in my office and I have town hall meetings without leaving my office. It is cost effective. It is cost effective. It makes the people hear from you from time to time. And let me also conclude. No, before that, I want us to also look at enhancing legislative capacity. Madam, you mentioned that. By sharing knowledge and expertise, we can also build capacity of legislators across the country to serve their constituents effectively. That's why we have NILS. We're going to speak to NILS. I don't know how often you use NILS, National Institute of Legislative Studies, so that they can run trainings from time to time for your staff on this finance that you mentioned, accounting that you mentioned. They will teach you. We will also expose you to PLAC, to YAGA, to some of these agencies around so that you can run basic training on capacity building. And also, like you mentioned, exchange program, where you can send in, we can speak to the management, you send in some of your staff, they come and they are attached to the management for 2 weeks or 1 month or 3 months, where they will stay here, see what happens in federal legislature, then they will take it back. I think that will help in this area of building capacity. We also have developed our national library here, legislative library, where they can come in to study what we do. You can come in here, as long as you belong to the legislature, you stay there, learn as much, have access to information about what we are doing. Let me conclude by reiterating our commitment to open communication, our commitment to collaboration, our commitment to partnership, and a shared vision for a stronger, more united Nigeria. We are confident that through genuine partnership, we can overcome challenges, achieve our common goals, and build a brighter future for all. I want to thank you for coming. And I say this from my heart. I'm not saying it as a political statement or an official statement. I want to thank you because for you to be here means that you want to build Nigeria, starting from your state. And I want to promise you that we will partner with you, share information, share knowledge to make sure that you make your mark while advising the houses of our assembly. I want to use this opportunity to invite you. Thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity to invite you. On the 26th, which is about 4 days from now, right? Yeah, on Monday, we are going to have one of the most powerful inauguration of one of the most powerful committees, if not the most powerful committee of the House of Representatives, the Constitution Review Committee. Is the most powerful because the ground norm is the most important document in Nigeria. It controls the president, controls the judiciary, it controls the legislature. So it's going to be inaugurated. And we expect the state speakers, clerks to be there. So I'm inviting you. Come and let's interact. We want to record that you attended so that when we start inviting you for meetings, your representative will know where we started from. So it's very important that you are there on the 26th. The venue is Nikon Hilton, the Congress Hall of the Hilton Hotel. The time is 10 a.m. Try to be there. It promises to be a beautiful, outing. And we have the newspaper carrying it, as well as the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Excellency.